The song is a very common song. I'm sure, like for those that are Malayalis here, you will know the song. So the song is called Nindanam Nyan.
Coming back to my story, my dream was to go to one country in my lifetime. That was my dream. My dream was nothing to do with what people talked about me, but it was something that was inside. And parents, I want to tell you, we are so busy trying to inject our dreams and our expectations. When was the last time you took time seriously to seek and ask God and ask your children what is their dream? My dream was that, but people said you can never. My dream was one country. And I remember in 2002, I prayed because, for me, it was only a spiritual experience that really changed me. Because at 16, I was at the point of committing suicide. I had nothing to live for. The doctors gave me 6 months to live because of my medical conditions. The school that I went to, Kendra Vidyalaya NAL, they said, we have never had a single failure. You're going to create history by being the first ever failure. And we don't like to have historical records like this. So they called my parents and said, if you promise to take your son off the school, we will give him a pass certificate. So diplomatically, I was kicked out of the school. Now you know that some schools, when they claim 100% results, what happens in the back? And I was thrown out because they said, you are a failure, you are a useless child, you're good for nothing, just because I did not fit into the system that was there. But I'll tell you, our children are far beyond the system. They are meant to really go beyond that. That's what creativity does. That's what it stretches them to go beyond just the system. And I believe that this school, just listening to the report, I just wish I could come back to this school as a student. It was not so in my case when I grew up. And here at the lowest point of my life at 16, when I wanted to kill myself, having failed in every direction of my life, is when I had an encounter with Jesus Christ. And I heard the voice saying, Benny, even though you are called useless, I still need you. I can transform your life and make you a new person. So all I did was I heeded to the voice and surrendered my life to God and started off a new walk. And part of that new walk was the ability to dream and to believe that God could really bring life to the dreams that I have. My dream was one country. And God said, Benny, my dream for you is to travel to every country by 2010. This was in 2002. And I said, God, how is this possible? First thing, being at the time, I was a very simple, ordinary person working in the church. I was getting about 1,000 rupees a month. I said, how can I travel the world with 1,000 rupees a month? 2, I have an Indian passport which needs visas to all these countries. How can I travel with an Indian passport? 3, I had such medical issues. I was hit by a javelin at the age of 12. It was an accident. And that hit my spinal cord and my spinal cord damaged. I can't sit in a position for more than half an hour. How can I sit in the aeroplane? And lastly, historically till today, there has never ever been a musician who's been to every country, whether it is Michael Jackson or Mariah Carey or A. Rahman or whoever it is. There's never ever been one musician who's been to every country. And I said, God, is this really possible when I don't even have one example in this world? He says, Benny, what is impossible for man is possible for me. And I want to tell you, parents, God is there to take care of your children. Please, do not give up on your children. Do listen to the dreams they have. Nurture them. I believe that they will do wonders for our nation. And don't discard their dreams. This was my dream. Started off, I said, God, as long as you provide for me, I will travel. And today, this is my one passport. If you can see from wherever you are, it's a combination of 15 books inside. And this passport, my favorite part of carrying this passport is at the immigration desk. When I arrive at an immigration desk, I put my passport across. The officer looks at it a bit confused. And he says, sir, don't come as a family, come one person at a time. And when I tell them that I am this one person, they are shocked. They are confused, like, how can you do this? You are considered to be a failure. But I said, see, this is what happened, is when I was able to pursue the dreams that God has put, today I could really do wonders. You can show the world map on the screen, please. Okay, that's there. That is my world map of how I travel the world. And on 22nd of November 2010, I arrived in my last country, Pakistan, and I broke 6 world records. One of them is I became the fastest man in the world to travel to every country in the shortest time. And I'll tell you, countries that were there, you don't even hear in geography. I failed in geography, but today I live geography. One of those countries I'll talk is on the my left-hand side corner, last dot, small little country called Pitcairn Island. Pitcairn Island is so far that from the nearest airport, it takes 2 days by boat. But the boat is available only once in 3 months. So they told me that I was going to do the first concert in 200 years. So I was so excited, and I went there, and as I got ready to do the concert, the organizer came and said, sir, you will not believe this is the largest gathering we have ever had. I said, what do you mean? He said, the entire population of the country is 66 people, and 52 people have showed up for the concert. So 80% of the country has come for the concert. Well, it's only possible in Pitcairn Island, nowhere else actually. But it was just amazing to see how a person who was broken, beaten, left out, rejected, put in the hands of the Creator, He could transform and bring me to the place where I am. And I want to challenge you, parents. Your children are created with great potential. Please take time to nurture them. Stop comparing your children with the neighbors, with your siblings, with others. Everyone is so specially designed by God. And today, I am amazed. There's a college, as I conclude by playing a song on the pan flute. I was invited to speak at a college called SRCC, Sri Ram College of Commerce in New Delhi. I don't know how this college still exists, because the cutoff percentage is 97.8. I was like shocked. Wow, that is just very little competition there. One of the best commerce colleges in India. And I wondered, why are they calling me? Because I struggled to get 33.5%. And now they're calling me to inspire these top educated commerce students. So as I stood there, I told them, you know, when you do well in studies, your dream is to join SRCC. So with pride, they were nodding their heads. Then I told them, when you don't do well in studies, you become a speaker at SRCC. And that was the headlines in the newspaper next day, actually. This is the irony of our system. But I want to tell you, I really believe that St. Patrick's Academy goes beyond the normal. You go beyond just the system there. And I believe that there will be great potentials that will come out of the school in every sphere. Not just engineers and doctors, every sphere. I hope that one day they will be an Olympic champion from this place. We have 1.3 billion people. I've played in 2 Olympic Games. I always used to wish that some Indian will lift that flag up. Why is it so difficult? Because we don't look into the talents of our children. We don't nurture them. And that's the reason. Parents, it's okay if your child does not become a doctor. But if they can become something that God created them, that will be so beautiful. I'm going to conclude by playing the song on the pan flute called You Raise Me Up. And I played this instrument at the London Paralympic Games in 2012.